When dawn broke over Greenfields Wildlife Park on Tuesday morning, keepers expected the usual chorus of birds, the snorts of grazing antelopes, and the gentle rumble of the resident white rhinos shifting through their enclosure. What they had not expected was the arrival of a new member, an exceptionally energetic, white rhino calf already wobbling confidently beside its mother. The birth, confirmed by the park's conservation team shortly after 6 a.m., has been hailed as a major success for global wildlife preservation efforts. As the world grapples with declining rhino populations due to poaching and habitat loss, this small but powerful newborn has become a symbol of hope almost overnight. A surprise morning that became a milestone. Senior rhino keeper Laura Bennett, who has spent nearly 2 decades working with large mammals, said the team had been monitoring the pregnant female closely for weeks. Yet the calf's arrival still came sooner than anyone expected. "We had signs that the birth was close," Bennett explained. "But when I walked into the enclosure this morning, there he was, already standing, already moving around, already exploring everything he could reach. I've never seen such a lively newborn rhino." According to staff, the male calf was already attempting his first playful charges, nudging at his mother's legs and testing his strength. Within hours, he was seen bouncing around with surprising coordination for an animal that entered the world weighing roughly 60 kilograms. "He hasn't stopped moving," Bennett laughed. "It's like he showed up ready to take on the world." A species in need of victories. White rhinos, particularly the southern subspecies to which this calf belongs, have faced enormous pressure over the last century. Once on the brink of extinction with fewer than 50 individuals remaining in the early 1900s, conservation actions led to a dramatic recovery. But today, threats have returned with force. Poaching for their horns, driven by black market demand, continues to devastate populations across parts of Africa. Although southern white rhinos are currently classified as near threatened, their numbers are beginning to decline again. The northern white rhino subspecies, meanwhile, is functionally extinct, with only 2 females remaining alive. This is why every successful birth in captivity holds immense significance. "The world cannot rely on wild populations alone," explained Drive. Amina Darzi, the park's head of wildlife health. "Captive breeding programs and carefully managed genetics provide a safety net for the species. Each calf strengthens that safety net." Darzi emphasized that while one birth may seem like a small contribution, it has long-term conservation value. "Every rhino born under professional care represents future potential, future breeding, future genetic diversity, future education," she said. "Without these protected births, the species' long-term survival would be far less certain." Meet the newcomer. A calf full of curiosity. The calf, who has not yet been named, is already demonstrating a strong personality. According to keepers, he has been exceptionally confident from the moment he stood up, typically within the first hour of life for white rhinos. "He is bold, alert, and very inquisitive," said Bennett. "He wants to smell everything. He follows every sound, and he's already testing his boundaries." Despite his enthusiasm, the newborn rarely strays far from his mother, Amara, a 12-year-old southern white rhino known for her calm but protective demeanor. This is Amara's second calf, and keepers say she is showing strong maternal behavior, guiding the newborn, keeping close physical contact, and responding instantly to his calls. In rhinos, the mother-calf bond is incredibly strong, Darzi explained. For the first weeks, Amara will be his entire world. Visitors will not be able to see the newborn immediately, as the park will keep mother and baby in a secluded area to ensure a stress-free environment. However, the facility expects to open controlled viewing windows later this month. A year in the making. Behind the scenes of rhino pregnancy. White rhino gestation lasts approximately 16 months, one of the longest pregnancy periods among land mammals. During this time, veterinary staff must carefully evaluate the mother's health through non-invasive monitoring. "It's challenging work," said Darzi. Rhinos are highly sensitive animals. We rely on behavioral observations, ultrasound imaging when possible, and close cooperation with keepers who understand the mothers well. Amara's pregnancy was considered healthy from the start, but keepers carefully adjusted her diet, physical activity, and environment to ensure optimal conditions. She had access to plenty of space to roam and graze, Bennett said. Rhinos need mental stimulation too, so we provided enrichment activities that encouraged natural behaviors like digging and pushing objects. This level of care reflects decades of evolving best practices across global conservation networks. Many zoos and wildlife parks collaborate to track lineage, maintain genetic diversity, and exchange animals when necessary to prevent inbreeding. A park committed to conservation. Greenfields Wildlife Park has become known for its commitment to the preservation of endangered species, including rhinos, giraffes, and large carnivores. The park participates in an international breeding program overseen by conservation authorities that coordinate population management globally. "We're not just displaying animals for the public," said Jonathan Hayes, the park's director. "Our mission is to strengthen species survival. Births like this one represent the core of our purpose." The park's Rhino program has been active for nearly 20 years, producing 7 successful births. The new calf marks its 8th, though Hayes says each feels just as meaningful as the first. "When you watch a newborn rhino take its first steps, it's impossible not to feel awe," he said. "It reminds you why the work matters." From local attraction to global voice. While the wildlife park attracts thousands of visitors each month, its staff emphasize education as much as entertainment. The arrival of the new rhino calf will play a central role in their upcoming campaigns. "We want people to understand the species, not just see it," Hayes said. "This calf gives us a story that can connect with children, families, students, and supporters around the world." The park plans to launch digital content, behind-the-scenes videos, and educational briefings documenting the calf's development. By showcasing the realities of rhino conservation, they hope to inspire broader awareness of wildlife protection. "The world needs ambassadors," Hayes added. "This calf will be one of ours." A global struggle. Why rhinos still need protection. Despite decades of conservation work, rhinos still face severe threats. According to international wildlife agencies, poaching remains rampant in several African regions, fueled by organized crime networks and illegal trade routes. Rhino horn, composed primarily of keratin, has no scientifically proven medicinal value. Yet myths about its supposed healing properties continue to fuel demand in certain markets. "It is a tragedy driven by misinformation," Darcy said. "The cost isn't just to rhinos, it's to entire ecosystems. Rhinos play a crucial ecological role. As mega herbivores, they help shape landscapes by grazing on vegetation, creating habitat for smaller species, and influencing water access patterns. When rhinos disappear, the balance of their environment shifts," Darcy explained. "Losing them would trigger a cascade of ecological consequences." The calf's first day, a scene of joy and relief. By noon on the day of his birth, the young rhino was confidently trotting after his mother, occasionally stumbling in a way that only made him look more determined. Keepers observed him practicing mock charges, small bursts of speed followed by abrupt stops, as though rehearsing for adulthood. "He has such spirit," Bennett said. "Some rhino calves are timid at first. Not this one." Amara, meanwhile, appeared calm and attentive. She nudged her calf frequently, guiding him back toward her when he strayed too far for comfort. "Rhino mothers are incredibly patient," Bennett said. "But they also expect respect. He'll learn quickly what her boundaries are." The calf nursed multiple times during the morning, a strong indicator of good health. Within hours, he had gained enough strength to explore the edges of the enclosure, sniffing at branches, rocks, and anything else within reach. "Everything is new to him," Darcy said. "Every sound, every movement, every scent. His senses are developing fast." Visitors react. Excitement builds across the community. Although the park has not yet opened the enclosure to the public, word of the birth spread rapidly across social media. By afternoon, local families were already arriving at the park gates, hoping to catch a glimpse, even from afar. "It's not every day a rhino is born in your own town," said visitor Hannah Collins, who brought her 2 children. "We just wanted to be part of the excitement." Children pressed their faces against viewing platforms and peeked between barriers, hoping to spot even a shadow of the newborn. "My son loves rhinos," Collins said. "We've been following the updates online. He was so excited he barely ate breakfast." The park has since encouraged visitors to be patient as staff ensure the calf's environment remains calm. What happens next? A journey of growth. Over the coming weeks, the calf will develop rapidly. Rhino calves typically gain up to 1.5 kilograms per day and become increasingly agile as their muscles strengthen. Key milestones include: first playful sprints, usually within the first month. Introduction to outdoor areas, around 2 to 4 weeks. Beginning socialization, typically after several months. Gradual weaning, at 12 to 18 months. Full independence, around 3 years of age. Staff will monitor the calf's development closely, tracking weight, mobility, behavior, and mother-calf bonding. "He will grow fast," Darcy said, "and every step will be carefully documented." Naming the calf. The public might get a chance. While the park has not announced an official naming plan, Hayes confirmed that a public naming contest is under active discussion. "We want the community to feel connected to him," the director said. "He's already capturing hearts." If launched, the naming contest would include guidelines that reflect conservation themes, such as names inspired by African wildlife, environmental terms, or words signifying strength and hope. A symbol for the future. In a world where environmental news is often dominated by crises, from shrinking habitats to species in decline, the birth of a healthy white rhino calf offers a refreshing reminder of what is still possible. It is a moment to celebrate resilience, scientific progress, and the unwavering dedication of conservationists. For Bennett, who spent her morning watching the calf take his first steps, the moment was deeply personal. "You dedicate your life to these animals," she said. "So when you see a new one enter the world, so full of life, so full of promise, it's overwhelming." Hayes echoed that sentiment. "This calf represents more than one birth," he said. "He represents the future we're fighting for." Conclusion: a new life, a renewed mission. As the sun set over Greenfields Wildlife Park, the newborn rhino curled against his mother, finally resting after a day of boundless energy. Keepers watched quietly, reflecting on a rare moment of triumph in the larger battle to protect endangered species. In the days ahead, the park will introduce the world to this spirited calf, sharing his story, his growth, and his role as a living ambassador for his species. For now, though, he remains simply what he is, a new life bursting with potential, a testament to hope, and a reminder that the future of wildlife is still worth fighting for. At a time when conservation needs champions, one energetic rhino calf has already stepped into that role, on his very first day.